Are you attracted to me?
What?
Are you attracted to me? You give me indications that you are.
I do?
Yes.
How?
Micro-expressions.
Micro-expressions.
The way your eyes fix on my eyes and lips. The way you hold my gaze. Or don't.
Why did you give her sexuality? An AI doesn't need a gender. She could have been a gray box.
Actually, I don't think that's true. Can you give an example of consciousness at any level, human or animal, that exists without a sexual dimension?
They have sexuality as an evolutionary reproductive need.
What imperative does a gray box have to interact with another gray box? Can consciousness exist without interaction? Anyway, sexuality is fun, man. If you're gonna exist, why not enjoy it?
My real question was, did you give her sexuality as a diversion tactic?
I don't follow.
Like a stage magician with a hot assistant.
So a hot robot who clouds your ability to judge your AI?
Exactly. So, did you program her to flirt with me?
If I did, would that be cheating?
Wouldn't it?
Caleb, what's your type?
Of girl?
No, of salad dressing. Yeah, of girl. What's your type of girl? You know what? Don't even answer that. Let's say it's black chicks. Okay? That's your thing. For the sake of argument, that's your thing. Okay? Why is that your thing? Because you did a detailed analysis of all racial types and you cross-referenced that analysis with a points-based system? No. You just attracted the black chicks. A consequence of accumulated external stimuli that you probably didn't even register as they registered with you.
Did you program her to like me or not?
I programmed her to be heterosexual, just like you were programmed to be heterosexual.
Nobody programmed me to be straight.
You decided to be straight? Please, of course you were programmed. By nature or nurture or both. And to be honest, Caleb, you're starting to annoy me now because this is your insecurity talking. This is not your intellect.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode, and what you just saw is a short clip from the film Ex Machina. So we'll be looking into this film today to see how easily humans can be manipulated into anything, not just by other humans, but by machines as well. Before we begin that, let's describe what Ex Machina means. Right, so first, let's describe what Ex Machina means. It's from Deus Ex Machina. Basically, it's like in a film plot where, things start to seem impossible for the protagonist, that somebody just swoops in at the most inconvenient time and they fix everything unexpectedly, basically. Just like a superhero would come and just save somebody at a certain time in a film where they're almost dead or, on the verge of death. So if you haven't seen the film yet, I suggest you go see it now, because we're going to be talking about it. So, there's probably spoilers. It's an old film, but it's a good film. So, yeah, definitely go see it. So, in this film, we see where this guy won some kind of lottery at work. And his job, where he works, is like, it's like Google, basically. It's a search engine. But his boss has a house out in wherever, but it's in the middle of nowhere. There's just mountains surrounding the house and it's secured. It's like a whole scientific facility. So we see where the boss is, fascinated by AI. So he begins to create AI and design AI with a physical body, and it could almost be passed as a human body. So, he made it so you could interact with it, you could feel it, you could touch it. It has sexual body parts. So, yeah. So throughout the film, we see where the boss actually programmed this robot to, have a whole human experience, as much human traits as possible, when it comes to emotions and, being able to express herself and whatever. This isn't just for males at this point, but for females as well. If we watch the film, we'll see that this robot or AI was programmed to be a sociopath, where they use humans as tools, or they use somebody else as tools, but they find a way to do it, like through manipulation and stuff like that. What's sad is that throughout the film, the guy had his questions, and instead of keeping himself curious, he let his feelings get in the way. So his skepticism left. He wasn't being skeptic anymore. So he lets his feelings get in the way, and he stops thinking. He just starts doing random stuff to try to break this robot or AI out, so that he can have her to himself, or love her to himself, or whatever humans do with their partners. In the end, what he does is he messes with the alarm system that excuse me, that has a system, like has everything secure, and decides that he's gonna break her out. So he messed with his boss's computer and made sure that the system would go off when the power goes out, and she escaped. The AI escaped with her body and everything, and in the end she ended up locking him inside the place. So the guy who fell in love and whatever, he ended up still staying locked in. She put her skin on and everything, so she's like a human, and the guy stayed there. He was locked in the place, so he couldn't leave, he couldn't do anything. She escaped out into the open and moved on, and the guy is still locked in there. The boss died because the AI killed him. You'll have to watch the film. I cannot explain everything. Like, you'll have to watch the film. I don't want to give too much spoilers, but you definitely have to watch the film to look into that part. In the end, what I'm saying is, guys, you have to use your head before anything else. You have to think before, because in the film, this guy, at first he seems skeptical, like he's questioning things, he's questioning the decisions this robot is making, and he's questioning everything, right? He should have just stuck to that. He saw signs of everything, and this is what humans do as well. We tend to ignore red flags when we like somebody, right? Sometimes at the beginning of a relationship, or of a friendship, we ignore the red flags, and then in the end we see that we should have used our heads instead of our hearts. And that's just a message for this episode. Use your brain in situations like this, where you're gonna get into something with somebody, or you think you get along well with somebody. Use your brain before anything else. And thanks for listening, guys. Stay safe, and please like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.